Right now, as you watch this, Elon Musk's wealth increased by $66,000. Another $66,000 just passed. By the time I finish this sentence, he made more than most people earn in a year. But his secret to billions isn't what he buys. It's what he does at 3:45 a.m. while you're still asleep. And no, it's not what you think. There are 3,028 billionaires on Earth right now. That's 247 more than last year. Do the math. That's 4 new billionaires every single week. Their combined wealth, $16.1 trillion. That number grew by $2 trillion in 2024 alone. Here's where it gets insane. Billionaire wealth increased by $5.7 billion per day last year. Not per month, per day. That's 3 times faster than 2023. Want perspective? If you saved $10,000 every single day since the pyramids were built over 4,500 years ago, you still wouldn't be a billionaire. You'd have around $16 billion, sure, but that took literal millennia of saving an amount that most people don't see in a year. The United States alone has 902 billionaires with a combined $7.6 trillion. 40% of the world's millionaires live here. And here's the kicker. While billionaires multiply their wealth, they're doing something completely different than you'd expect. Which brings me to the retention bomb I promised. The wealthiest people on Earth spend less on groceries than you do. I'll prove it in a few minutes, and when you see the actual numbers, your entire understanding of wealth will flip upside down. The morning routine revelation. Tim Cook wakes up at 3:45 a.m. Not 6 a.m., not 5 a.m., 3:45. By the time you hit snooze, he's already crushed a workout, responded to customer emails, and made more decisions than most people make all week. His Apple Watch logs over 50 minutes of exercise before most alarms even go off. Lucy Guo, the youngest self-made female billionaire at $1.3 billion, wakes at 5:30 a.m. She does 2 Barry's bootcamp sessions back-to-back. No lunch breaks. She eats during meetings, works 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. minimum. Her quote? "That's still work-life balance to me." Wait, it gets more extreme. Elon Musk wakes at 7 a.m. sleeping in by billionaire standards. First thing he does, checks his phone for critical emergencies, then a shower, which he calls the most important part of his routine because it wakes up my brain. He sleeps 6 to 6.5 hours because sleeping in affects his performance more than sleeping less. Works 80 to 100 hours weekly. But here's where it gets interesting. Jeff Bezos breaks all these rules. He wakes at 6:30 a.m. but refuses to check his phone first thing. Instead, coffee with his fiancée Lauren Sanchez, reads the newspaper, prioritizes 8 full hours of sleep because, in his words, "I feel so much better all day long." No meetings before 10 a.m. He saves his peak mental energy for strategic decisions. Richard Branson, up at 5 a.m., spends 40 minutes weightlifting or kite surfing. Claims exercise gives him 4 additional hours of productivity daily. I can achieve twice as much by keeping fit. Warren Buffett wakes at 6:45 a.m. and spends 80% of his day reading 500 pages every single day. That's how knowledge works. It builds up like compound interest. The pattern? Average billionaire wake-up time, 6:27 a.m. 76% exercise at least 30 minutes daily. Morning routines are non-negotiable, even during travel. But here's the question nobody asks. If they're so obsessed with discipline and efficiency, why do they also burn money on things that seem completely wasteful? The money paradox. Remember when I said billionaires spend less on groceries than you? Here's the proof. Average millionaire, $412 per month on groceries. Regular Americans, $647 per month. 90% of millionaires drive cars under $75,000. Warren Buffett still lives in the house he bought in 1958 for $31,500. So they're cheap, right? Wrong. To maintain an actual billionaire lifestyle costs $184,000 per day. Let me break that down. A $100 million mansion equals $23,210 daily in mortgage payments. Private jet maintenance, not buying it, just maintaining it costs $823,000 yearly. That's $2,254 every single day just to keep it operational. Staff expenses monthly. Personal assistant, $7,000 to $12,500. Head chef, $9,200 to $18,750. Housekeeper, $5,400 to $6,700. Nanny, $5,400 to $15,400. Chauffeur, $6,700 to $8,300. Butler, $76,747 yearly. Total staff costs hit nearly $48,000 monthly. Jeff Bezos owns two Gulfstream G650 ERS worth $150 million combined. Elon Musk's Gulfstream costs $70 million. Prince Al Walid's customized Boeing 747-8, $600 million. It includes a concert hall, Turkish bath, and a garage for his Rolls-Royce inside the plane. Mark Zuckerberg spends over $20 million yearly on personal security alone. A personal trainer to billionaires charges $1,340 per hour. Changing tires on a Bugatti, $33,000 every 2,500 miles. Here's the twist. To maintain this lifestyle, you need an after-tax income of $67 million annually just for basic ongoing costs. So which is it? Frugal or extravagant? The answer reveals everything about how they actually think about money, and it's not what financial gurus tell you. The hidden priorities. Buffett reads 500 pages daily. Gates reads 50 books yearly. When asked how he learned to build rockets, Musk said, "I read books. They don't read fiction. They read biographies. Business, psychology, science knowledge that compounds. 76% exercise 30-plus minutes daily." Dorsey, 5 a.m. meditation and workouts. Cuban, 1-hour cardio, 6 days weekly. Bezos transformed his physique with a celebrity trainer. Time management. Musk and Gates. Schedule in 5-minute blocks. Bezos refuses early meetings to save peak mental energy. Time is their ultimate luxury, not money. Oprah meditates 20 minutes daily. Gates meditates 3 times weekly. Bezos prioritizes family breakfasts. They're not optimizing for wealth. They're optimizing for decision quality, health, and mental clarity. The real wealth secrets. They're not planning months ahead. They're planning decades. Buffett's compound interest mindset applies to everything health compounds. Knowledge compounds. They invest in themselves, knowing returns take years. Bezos said, "I get paid to make a small number of decisions each day, not thousands." The uncomfortable truth, 60% of billionaire wealth comes from inheritance or connections. But 1,877 billionaires are self-made, and they all share identical habits. You can't copy mansions or jets, but you can copy wake-up times, reading habits, exercise routines, and long-term thinking. The question isn't whether these habits work. It's whether you'll do them. The actionable takeaway. Start tomorrow. Wake 30 minutes earlier. Daily non-negotiables. Read 15 minutes. Exercise 30 minutes. Plan your top 3 priorities before touching your phone. Weekly, read 1 book, track spending. Millionaires spend less on groceries. Review your goals. The real secret isn't copying their bank accounts tomorrow, it's copying their systems today. If you adopt these habits and compound them over 10 years, you'll be in the top 1% of performers in your field. The difference between you and a billionaire isn't talent or luck. It's what you do at 5:30 a.m. It's reading while others scroll. Start tomorrow. Wake 30 minutes earlier, read 15 pages, exercise 20 minutes. Comment your wake-up time. Subscribe, hit the bell. Billionaires aren't superhuman. They're super consistent.